that goes. Okay, so right now I'm about to submit an update to Y-Combinator's Startup School site. It's basically like, for those who don't know, Y-Combinator, famous accelerator in Silicon Valley. I mean, yeah, enough said. But they've got this really cool thing called Startup School, and it basically has like a bit of functionality there where you provide an update each week. So, it gets you gives you that razor sharp focus on the metrics that matter. In this case, to begin with, it was weeks to launch, and because I've launched with the design prototype, again, launched, but anything goes. Because I've launched now, the metric that they've put forward is, I think, monthly revenue. So obviously right now I've got 0 revenue because I haven't got a product out in the market in that sense that, can capture revenue. But soon, very soon. So yeah, I'm putting that update together. It's a nice way of keeping myself accountable. It's just a case of, every week I try to make sure I get them in. I'm on a 9-week streak so far. So I think I'm doing well. And it's now become a habit that I don't want to break. So I think that's been helpful, like getting those status updates together, especially now that I'm like leaving my job. When I'm used to providing status updates at work, this is kind of like a self-status update, It's like a weekly journal to myself to be like, hey, what did you get up to? What did you set out to do? And then what did you actually accomplish? And then what did you learn that week? I think that's the biggest thing, right? Learnings are the most important thing. So yeah, useful. Okay, so the app itself, what am I working on? In a nutshell, it's a product that aims to support one to develop their social support system. It's targeted towards those who have very much have minimal social supports, maybe 0 social supports. These could be people who've moved to a new city, who are in a new chapter in their life, and maybe their friends have moved on or they've moved on, or quite simply, they suffer social anxiety, for example. A lot of folks, they get into, obviously, this gets very much into the mental health territory as well. A lot of folks struggle because they don't have the support that they need to achieve what they want to achieve, or just to be happy, I guess. So yeah, that's what I'm focused on. And for me, this really hits home because I think it's something I've been struggling with for a while, not as badly as some folks obviously have. It's been very much an up and down situation. I think especially when you live in a big city like London, which is where I'm at, it's very easy to have a lot of, a large social network, but not many deep connections. And I think that's the challenge. And, ultimately, these are things that we all can work on ourselves. And, I've now developed a really good social support system based on proactive action that I've taken. But it's always at risk of obviously diminishing if I don't constantly or continuously take proactive action. So it can obviously be tiring for folks like me where it doesn't come naturally. Being vulnerable, all that kind of stuff. Like, this stuff is not easy for a lot of folks. So I can only imagine if it's this difficult for me, I can only imagine how challenging it would be for millions, if not billions of others on the planet. And in fact, just to scale it down, even going on Reddit, you can imagine like some of the subreddits I've been going through, people have it really bad. And I'm just like, why is this so difficult? This loneliness pandemic, because it is a pandemic, let's not get it wrong. This loneliness pandemic is a slow killer. It has actual biomarkers on disease as well, as scientifically proven. So, people are more at risk of obesity. I think, is obesity? Yeah, heart attacks, cancer, all this kind of stuff that comes from simply, I say simply, not having the social support they need, feeling lonely. So it's a pandemic and it's a killer. So that ramble out of the way, ultimately it's about supporting people to develop stronger social support systems. Let's see how that goes. So I've just sent a follow-up to the email for the beta campaign, i.e. For the Figma design prototype, and getting people to sign up for that. So I had about 8 folks who hadn't responded to the first email. So I just sent a follow-up email, being genuine, direct, and just saying, hey, are you still interested in providing feedback on the design prototype? And if not, that's fine. And that way I don't pester them. I don't want to make this like some kind of drip feed campaign or like send them 3 perfectly timed follow-ups. Nah, just keep it real.